The vascular system is made up of arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins. This system can be thought of as a transportation or highway system. These roads provide unhindered flow of life-sustaining fluid and also rid waste from the body. Arteries, which always pump blood away from the heart, and veins, which always return blood to the heart, are similar in that they provide the roadways. Like roadways have different speed limits, weight limits, and traffic to deal with, the vascular system also has its own set of conditions to deal with. Arteries are like freeways offering fast, one-way traffic moving away from the heart. Arterioles act like off-ramps from the arteries to the capillary beds. Capillaries are like neighborhood roads. This is where the loading of nutrients to the cell and unloading of waste from the cell occurs. Venules act like on-ramps from the capillary beds to the veins. Veins are also like freeways, but since they contain 60% of the total blood volume, it's more like slow-moving heavy traffic leading back to the heart. Arteries and veins are each made up of 3 tunics, or coats. The outside layer, tunica externa, the inside layer, tunica intima, and the middle layer, tunica media. In this video, I will only talk about the tunica media. The tunica media is the middle layer of the blood vessel. It is the muscle layer that allows for the vessel to constrict. It also contains elastin, which allows the vessel to stretch and rebound like a rubber band. In the arteries, the tunica media is much thicker due to the forces generated by the heart. So when your blood pressure elevates in response to the demand of the body, the increase in pressure and volume can be tolerated. Otherwise, the arteries would just pop like an overfilled water balloon. Because there's no pulsating forces in the vein, there's no need for as much elastin or muscle in them. Hence, the tunica media is much thinner in veins. More about arteries. Remember, arteries carry blood away and both begin with the letter A. If you've ever felt a pulse, that is an artery. Only arteries pulsate. When you get your blood pressure checked, they are listening for the sound of the blood flowing through an artery. Because arteries are pressurized, if it is cut, a person could bleed out very quickly. Therefore, arteries need to be more protected and situated deeper in the body. When a blood vessel is cut, it is easy to tell if it was an artery or vein. Arteries will spurt pulsating blood, as compared to a vein where the blood just flows. Now moving on to veins. Veins are generally visible just below the skin. One reason for that is to regulate body temperature. Another special feature found in veins are valves. Proof that veins have valves can be seen in those people who have those nice large veins in their arms or hands. You can actually see the valve working by occluding the blood flow, then milking the blood out while keeping the vein occluded. Where the blood stops, that's where the valve is. Now when you let go of the occluded vessel, you will see blood return. One way to tell the difference between a vein and an artery is if you can see the blood vessel, it's most likely a vein. If you can feel the blood vessel pulsate, it's an artery. So what's the importance of having valves in your veins? Let's look at someone sleeping. The body's laying flat, blood flows back to the heart evenly, and you can see there's not much need for those valves. Now let's remove those valves, and you'll see the blood continues to flow. So why do we need these valves? First, let's look at a container of water laying flat, and if you stand it upright, the fluid will fall to the bottom due to gravity. The same thing would happen in the body if we didn't have these valves. Without those valves, blood will flow in the direction of gravity, meaning that when you stand upright, the blood will all pool in your lower legs. Not only would that make it harder to walk, but there's a bigger issue. Now that the fluid has drained from the veins will collapse on themselves, meaning no blood is returning to the heart, and without blood flow, the heart can't beat. In fact, all organs rely on continuous blood flow. Without that continuous blood flow, death follows. Now that we know why we need these valves, let's put them back and bring life back. In closing, the vascular system is just a transportation network of tunnels throughout the body.